Hey everyone. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm your name, and today we're diving deep into a 2012 indie film that explores love, intimacy, and the complexity of relationships in a way that not many movies do. 28 Hotel Rooms. This film might fly under the radar for some of you, but trust me, it's a fascinating exploration of human connection. We're going to break it down in detail today, so if you haven't seen the film yet, this will definitely spoil some major plot points. If you're up for an intellectual dive into a rather unconventional love story, then stick with me through this video. So, let's get into it. First, let's set the stage. Directed by Matt Ross, 28 Hotel Rooms is a drama that focuses on the complex, intimate relationship between two unnamed characters, played by Chris Messina and Maren Ireland. The entire film takes place across, you guessed it, 28 hotel rooms. And these aren't just any hotel rooms, they are symbolic spaces where we witness the gradual evolution of their connection. The film doesn't have a traditional narrative structure, and that's where it gets interesting. It's not about a linear plot, instead, it's a series of moments, each one representing a different stage in this emotionally charged, sometimes complicated, affair. Let's talk about the characters themselves. First up, we have Chris Messina's character, the man. He's a well-traveled businessman, someone who is constantly on the move. We don't get a clear picture of his personal life at first. All we know is that he's stuck in a routine, a cycle that's clearly not satisfying, but one he's resigned to. He's the kind of person who appears in control on the outside, but as we see throughout the movie, his emotional life is far from that. He's married, but it's a relationship that feels distant, almost empty. His connection with his wife is more of a formality, a backdrop to the life he's built for himself, one that involves constant travel and fleeting encounters. But it's in that first hotel room where he meets her, the woman played by Maren Ireland. Now let's look at the woman. She's independent but searching for something. We don't know all the details of her life either, but it's clear from her interactions with the man that she's looking for meaning, or at least some form of escape from her own life. She's not married, but she's in a relationship, and yet that doesn't stop her from having this affair. Her affair with the man is complex. It's not just about passion, though there's plenty of that, it's also about trying to find something real in a world that feels disconnected. The chemistry between the two is palpable, and it grows in intensity as the film progresses. But here's the thing, they're not perfect. Both characters come with baggage. And throughout the film, we see them change, but not always for the better. That's the beauty of the film, it doesn't tie things up neatly with a bow. The characters grow, but we're left to wonder whether it's for the right reasons. Okay, so we've got our characters. But what is 28 Hotel Rooms really about? Well, the film dives deep into themes of connection and the lack thereof. Let's talk about love, isolation, and intimacy. The hotel rooms themselves become metaphors for the emotional spaces these two characters inhabit. They're temporary, transient, and in many ways, unreachable. Much like the relationship between the man and woman. Every room they occupy is a snapshot of their lives at that moment. Some of them are filled with raw passion, while others are quieter, more introspective. But no matter the situation, these rooms always symbolize a place where these characters are forced to confront themselves. They can't hide from their emotions or their realities. Another key theme the film explores is the tension between desire and guilt. The man and woman want each other, there's no question about that. But they're both involved in other relationships, and that causes a great deal of internal conflict. At the heart of their affair is the question of whether true connection is possible, or if it's just fleeting. The film doesn't give us a definitive answer, and I think that's why it works so well. It's an open-ended exploration of human relationships. One thing that's really fascinating about 28 Hotel Rooms is its structure. The film doesn't follow a traditional three-act storyline. Instead, we get fragmented moments, each one a different chapter in the characters' relationship. There's no grand narrative arc or epic build-up, which might be frustrating to some viewers, but it reflects the fleeting nature of the affair. These characters don't have time for grand gestures. Their connection is built in these small, intense moments. The film also plays with time. As we jump from one hotel room to the next, we can feel the passage of time in subtle ways through the changing seasons, their evolving emotional states, and the slow drift of their relationship. This fragmented approach to storytelling allows us to experience their affair as a series of snapshots rather than a single narrative. Now, let's talk about the ending. The final moments of 28 hotel rooms are deliberately ambiguous. The last hotel room, the final confrontation between the man and woman, leaves us with more questions than answers. At the end, it's clear that neither character is entirely happy with the choices they've made, but they've also come to terms with the fact that this relationship can't last. There's a sense of inevitability. Like all things, their time together was limited, and they both seem resigned to that fact. Some viewers might find the ending unsatisfying, especially since we don't get closure in the traditional sense. But for me, it's perfect. It reflects the real uncertainty and complexity of relationships. Sometimes, you don't get to know how it ends, but you still walk away changed. So, 28 Hotel Rooms is definitely not your typical love story. It's raw, real, and often uncomfortable. It's a film that explores the complexities of intimacy and the messiness of human connection. If you're looking for something that challenges traditional storytelling and doesn't offer neat resolutions, then this is definitely a film worth watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. And, hey, if you've seen 28 Hotel Rooms, let me know what you think in the comments below. Did the ending work for you? What do you think the film is really saying about love and relationships? I'd love to hear your thoughts.